Hello children, welcome to Standard 3 Social Studies. I am Sujata Miss. Today I am going to teach you part 2 of lesson 3, the Thar Desert. A large area of land covered with sand is called a desert. As we travel to the northwestern part of our country, the landscape changes. We can see miles and miles of sand. This area is called the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert. So, what is a desert? A large area of land covered with sand is called a desert. As we travel to the northwestern part of our country, the landscape changes there. There the land changes. We can see miles and miles of sand. This area is called the Great Indian Desert, and the other name of this Great Indian Desert is the Thar Desert. This region gets very little rainfall. The climate here is dry and hot in summer and cold in winter. So this region gets very little rainfall. So deserts get very little rainfall, and here climate is dry and hot in summer and cold in winter. Life in the desert is difficult. The desert region is not thickly populated. So, here life is very difficult. That's why many people are not living here. It is not thickly populated. The camel is commonly used in the desert for transport. So, it is called the ship of the desert. The camels are called the ship of the desert. The Deccan Plateau and the Ghats. The southern part of India is a peninsula. A peninsula is a piece of land jutting into the sea and surrounded by large water bodies on its three sides. So, what is peninsula? Peninsula is a land which is surrounded by water on three sides. So, our southern part of India is a plateau. The Indian peninsula has the Bay of Bengal to its east, the Arabian Sea to its west, and the Indian Ocean to its south. So, our Indian peninsula is having Bay of Bengal on its right side or east side, and Arabian Sea to its west, and the Indian Ocean to its south. The part of India is called the Southern Plateau or the Deccan Plateau, and this area is known as the Southern Plateau or the Deccan Plateau. A plateau is a flat topped region that is raised above the surrounding land. So, what is plateau? Plateau is a flat topped region and that is raised above the surrounding land. The Deccan Plateau region has many rivers like the Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari and Mahanadi. These rivers are rain fed. See our Himalayan rivers, the rivers which are arise from Himalayas or came from the snow mountains, but here the rivers are rain fed. So, when the rain is falling, these rivers get more water. So, they often become dry during the summer, unlike the snow fed rivers of the north. So, snow fed rivers get more water in summer season, but these rivers, the Deccan Plateau rivers, they will be dry in summer season. This region is very rich in minerals. Some parts of the plateau are covered with thick forest. This region has moderate climate, that is neither too hot nor too cold. This region is very rich in minerals, and some parts of the plateau are covered with thick forest. So, it is having a moderate climate, that is means it is not having more hot or more cold. To the west of the Deccan Plateau are mountains called the Western Ghats, and to the east of the Deccan Plateau are mountains called the Eastern Ghats. So, both sides of the Deccan Plateau are having mountains. West side mountains are known as Western Ghats and east side mountains are known as Eastern Ghats. These mountains are not as high as those in the Himalayan range. These are not that much high as Himalayas. There are narrow stripes of plain land along the east and west coast of India. They are called the coastal plains, and there are narrow strips of plain lands are there. They are called the coastal plains. The islands. An island is a piece of land surrounded by water. If you look closely at the map of India, you will find several small islands in the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. In the Bay of Bengal, there is a group of islands called the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And in the Arabian Sea, there is another group of islands called the Lakshadweep Islands. These islands are part of our country. And what is island? Island is a piece of land surrounded by water. So when you look to the map closely, you will find several islands in the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. So the islands which are in the Arabian Sea are known as Lakshadweep, and the islands which are in the Bay of Bengal are known as Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So these islands are also part of our country. So children, read the lesson thoroughly. In the next video, we will learn our exercise. Thank you.